I know I was born for this. Don't care for the critics, my words are like physics, a force that they can't stop. They just don't get it, I think they forget I'm not done till I'm on top. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write our story.
All right, everybody, how you doing? Half a day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Ohio, whatever works for you, wherever you're at, whatever time of the day it is that you're listening to the sound of my voice or the lack thereof. It's been a good couple of weeks back to school, getting the kids out there, motivating them for PT today. And so, you can hear it in my voice. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have another Words from the Wise behind the anchor, and we've got a very special guest today. As I've been looking to people that I want to host onto the show, and as I've been connecting with people, one of the groups that I really wanted to give some light to was the spouses, and particularly the spouses for the forward deployed sailors, the ones that live overseas. Because I will tell you, I believe it was about 12 of my total 25 years overseas. And there's something really special about being a military spouse that lives abroad. And the person I got today for a guest, not only is she a phenomenal military spouse, but she's also a person who stepped up and is leading in the community and is working with helping other spouses as they come into this organization that we call, at least the armed forces is what I will say. Because places like where the spouse is at, everybody is there: Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. So it's not just going to be one particular branch. So without further ado, let me welcome Mrs. Ashley Reese to the stage. Hi, Ashley. How you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for being my guest today. I really appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me. Happy to be here.
Oh yeah, when I look back on my career, especially my time as a CMC, especially my time as a base CMC, right? Because ship CMC, yeah, my ombudsman, that was my command support team, yeah, my FRG, but being a base CMC, man, the Fleet Family Support Center was such an important part of that installation magic. And then you were my ombudsman trainer when I was at Naval Base Guam. And so you definitely played a key role in our community. Plus, you were an ombudsman. Plus, you were a part of the ombudsman assembly. I mean, just all the things. So, just thank you very much for taking the time to share your story with people that are listening. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's get right into it, Ashley. You came from originally. Let me think if I can remember. I feel like I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like Northeast United States. Is that correct?
For originally from or where we moved from last.
Where did you grow up at?
Grew up in Michigan. Before
Michigan.
Guam,
Okay.
we were in Washington, though, for a little bit.
Okay. Michigan. Then you went to Washington. And
Yep.
when you were growing up in high school, did you ever think that you were going to end up living overseas so much as an adult?
No, to be honest, I kind of joke now. We've been on Guam for 7.5 years now.
Yeah.
And before we moved here, when we were in Washington and Chris made chief and they were like, you got to go, I was like, where is Guam? I had no clue. Certainly was not on the radar. But honestly, I thought I would stay in Michigan and never leave. And that has definitely not happened.
So when you were growing up in Michigan, I mean, what were you thinking about doing after high school? Were you thinking about like, hey, just because a lot of my students listen to this show, and a lot of them are trying to figure out what they want to do with life after high school. And what were you thinking? Were you like, hey, I'm going to graduate and go to college? I'm going to go to a local thing. What were you looking at?
Yeah, so I did go to college. I started out at Grand Valley, and thought I was dead set on what I wanted to do. It changed my junior year, which is about the time I had met Chris, and he was already in the service. So I was going to school and staying in school to do physical therapy, and it turned. It wasn't my game plan, but happy with how it changed. So yeah, then I
For sure.
changed universities, moved to Connecticut to meet my spouse there, and here we are.
Okay,
Escalated
so
really fast.
how did y'all meet? Did you meet like through a family connection or just out in the town one day? Because you said you were in Michigan when you met him, or were you in Washington?
Yeah, we were young and carefree, and I was friends with his cousin, and they kind of connected us and
Mm,
just flew out there one spring break and in college, and it changed once we met in person. And next thing you know, I was planning to move and get married, and yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, very unexpected, very quick, but it worked out.
Hey,
We're here now.
hey, God knows, right? And
Yeah,
I give it up to God because I remember before I met Erica, as a young sailor, I lived in Japan my first 3 years, and I would literally sit around and think, like, am I ever gonna meet this person I'm gonna marry? Right? Like, I'm a young sailor, you're alone, no family, nowhere to live. You're just kind of like, oh my God, this sucks. And then one day I meet this woman and I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm in love already. I knew so quickly that it was just meant to be. So it sounds like
yep.
you guys had a very quick connection.
It was very quick. Yeah. And we always say like things work out how they're supposed to because I had grown up in Michigan going to the same school my whole life. Senior year I had to switch and that was how I even met his cousin. So if that
Mm.
one very unexpected change didn't happen, we probably would have never met. So kind of cool how that works out and how the plan, you never know what's ahead.
Very cool. And when I think about that, I think about I bet you were upset when you had to move schools, and I bet you were like frustrated, like why is this change coming? And I see this
Yeah.
with especially kids that can't control their lives, right? Their parents are the ones that are
Mhm.
making these choices. And then I tell them you just got to be optimistic because you don't know. And then here you are. I think a living proof is right around the corner could be a great thing. Don't be looking so far down at the ground that you're so upset that you miss what could be right in front of you, right? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. That was exactly how it was. And then even career-wise, big changes that certainly wasn't in my plans, but happy with where it led.
Okay, definitely. We're gonna go there. So you go to Groton. Is it Groton? You go to Groton,
Yep.
Connecticut,
Yep.
and it's is that Chris's first command?
He was I think it was it was his first sub that he was on. So, yeah, it
So
turned into about 5 years, almost 5-year tour on that sub.
okay, so how was that as a young spouse leaving home for the first time, have a sailor, and you're in Groton, Connecticut, right? Which I mean,
Yeah.
very similar, I would say, line in the map when it comes to the USA. So it's like cold winters, warm summers. But
Yep.
I've been to Newport. The northeastern United States is a lot different than other parts of the country.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an adjustment. I mean, we were so busy and just so young at that time that we made the best of it. I was working full time, going to school full time. He was gone all the time, so we were kind of able to juggle our own lives and make the most when we came back. But it was certainly adjustment being away and kind of realizing, okay, this is what I'm stepping into because he was gone a lot, being on a submarine. But yeah,
How was the community of the submarine community, I would say, or the military support community when you got to Groton, Connecticut? Because again, my first sea tour was overseas, so that's kind of what I grew up knowing. I think it would have been different if I would have gone to my first ship being in like San Diego or
yeah.
Washington. But then I've always felt a little more alone there because everyone's just like doing their own thing and no one's really thinking about each other, right?
Yeah, that was exactly how it was, and especially now being in Guam so long, the I always say the community, like being in Guam, is unique in itself. The military community, everybody's there. It doesn't matter your branch, like you're all connected.
Yeah.
Where in the States, we were all living our own lives. You have your own things. So the tight knit community, it wasn't as strong. We still had our family readiness group, but it wasn't. It nothing compares to the support overseas and with Guam.
Yeah, definitely. So when Chris is doing his first boat, and he was like you said underway a lot because he's on a boat. They're going to be deploying. What
Yeah.
year was that about? Do you remember? Like when did you guys get married?
So that was around we got married in 2013. So I think I moved there like 2012.
Okay.
So right around there.
And when he would go on those deployments, were those like 6 month, 7 month deployments, or were those
They were
like
about I
different
think about 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, he
Okay.
had a lot of, there's also some shipyard, I think, in that time period where he was elsewhere. So a little bit of a mix.
Yeah. At that time of your life, you're probably trying to learn what all that stuff even means, right? Like
No,
what's
I had no idea. I was absolutely clueless.
yeah.
Totally clueless. Now I can say it like I kind of know what I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
back then he would be like, "Oh, I got to do this."
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you going? I have no
100%.
idea.
No, I remember. So Erica wasn't on Budsbit for my second ship, the USS Ogden, and literally I called her up and said, "Hey, they're looking for a volunteer. What do you think?" And she's like, "Sure, I'll do it." She had no idea what she was getting into. She just thought it
Nope.
was a volunteer role, right? And then
Yeah.
we went on a
So much
deployment,
more.
and it was she was a young spouse. That was her first ship, and holy crap, she was not prepared for that role,
Yeah.
and it helped us out a lot in our long term career goals. But at
Yep.
first, I mean, holy cow! When Chris is going through his first boat, do you remember him being like, "Oh yeah, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my like for a career," or was he still kind of unsure?
Oh no. I always say I got tricked in this. Not really, but that was our plan. He was gonna get out, and then it came time to him for him to get out. Like after we said after we get married, he'll finish that and then we'll be done, move back to Michigan.
Yeah.
And then that did not happen. It was like, well, we're kind of not ready. Maybe we'll do one more tour, because there was a little incentive with that. And then we'll plan, we'll be prepared. I'll be done with college. We'll just be in a better place. And then that tour ended again. And I was like, well, okay, maybe one more. And then
Oh,
he made chief and he was right on that cusp
yeah.
of, hey, 10 years, are we doing this? And I was
Yeah.
not for it. I will always say I was very much, I want to go home. I don't want to do all of this. And once we made that decision, I was in it at that point. Once he was at 10 years and we decided, I was like, I either have to get on board or figure something out. So,
Yeah. Oh
yep.
no, I get it. I so understand. And I think a lot of young people, especially young couples, are trying to figure that out. And you got this stability that everyone thinks is so unstable, but for us, it can be stable. And then
Yeah.
it's what you know. So where did he go after the first boat? What was that second tour?
So he stayed in Connecticut, and then he ended up going to Washington.
And in Washington, was that going to be another ship, another
So he was
submarine?
on shore duty
Shore duty.
there, and then it was cut a little bit short because then he had made chief and
Okay.
off to Guam.
How did you like the coast to coast move from Connecticut to Washington? Sounds like a
It
good time.
was, yeah, it was. I mean, we were excited for a change. We made a full trip out of it. We stopped in Michigan to visit family on the way, and we actually did a Diddy moved ourselves the whole way, but it was a lot easier. It was only us, not all of our children that we have now. Could never do
Right.
that now.
Yeah.
But stopped in Michigan, and then we just made stops all along the way and had Chris's sister come and just made a full adventure. But Washington was great. It was a little too rainy for me,
Mm.
just like constant drizzle, but we enjoyed Washington though.
Yeah,
So it
it's
was a
somewhere I
nice
never
change.
got to live, but submariners will go to Connecticut, they'll go to Washington, and
Yeah.
those are some of those places that people they either really love it or they're not so sure, right?
Yep. Yeah. I know a lot of people that loved Washington. I just love the sun, which is why I've been great in Guam. It's more
Yeah,
my style.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
When your husband picked up Chief, right? Did you have any? Was there any like big concern about that? Was he like, oh my gosh, this is a big thing, or was he kind of just like, I'm gonna make Chief? Oh, that's just another rank. How was that for you guys?
I think honestly, I think we were kind of surprised in that. He I think almost had 10 years or was right at the 10-year mark. So we
Mhm,
were not expecting it. And also I did not know honestly like what it meant at the time because
mhm.
again, I was still so oblivious, even that like far into his career.
Yeah,
I didn't understand how important that was and what a big stepping stone that was for him. So it was, I think, just more of a shock at that time. And then also, what's our game plan now? Because once he made it, he was like, I might as well stay in. And so there were all those conversations.
yeah. Had you guys ever talked about him doing other paths, like possibly commissioning into the officer program, or because I remember when I
He
made Chief. I was just working on promotion, right? I really didn't care that much about what I was going to
Yeah.
do. And Erica had no real vested interest. She was just like, whatever makes you happy, but I'd like you to continue to progress, right? So you feel
Yep.
like you're getting recognition for all the hard work you're putting in, right? And then when I
Yeah.
went through initiation, I was like, oh my God, it's all this thing. And she was like, what? It's what?
Yep.
And it was way more because they were really just throwing gas on the fire. And I bought into it all. Like I'm like, okay, I can dig into this. I love
Yeah.
people. Was that how it was for you guys a little bit too?
Yeah, well, he never ever considered the officer side. We had a couple conversations of like, okay, should you? And he was always like, nope, I'm a chief. I'm always a chief, and that was his mindset. And it was the same thing going up. Never expected the Cobb path. But I think once he was moving, he
Yeah.
enjoys it and loves what he does now. So he
Yeah.
just wanted to make it up there.
Well, and I'll tell you the one thing about going into the command pipeline, and he'll probably see this, he'll probably tell you this. It's a nice change of pace from doing like this one specific thing all the time. You get to do a little bit more critical thinking, a little bit more broader involvement. And oh, by the way, you still know all the cool stuff you already knew. So you're an
Yeah.
asset, right, to the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for him, that was kind of what made the change. He was like, he didn't really care to go back on a submarine to be a radio chief again. So I don't really want to do that. I want something different. So this was his way to do that. So
yeah, and it opens up more billets too, like more places you can go to for jobs. Like me and my wife knew we wanted to go back to Japan, and when I was a DC Master Chief, there was just really it's hard to get back to Japan. As a CMC, it was pretty easy to go to Japan, right? Like, no problem. Okay, so how did that conversation go when he comes home and says, "Hey, babe, we're going to Guam"?
So he called me first to like preface, like prepare me for that because he knew like, oh gosh, she doesn't even know if we're staying in the military yet, and now we're shipping, off. But they started that conversation early, and we had to wait until the season ended, of course, to see a no final answer. And the whole time I was like, no, this is crazy. It didn't go, it went okay. And eventually we just said, you know what, we'll just take it as it is. It's an adventure. It'll be a change, but we started to really look forward to it. Not immediately though. It took a little bit of time to kind of talk through that and get excited about some things, but we did.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, like a lot of people, they don't really understand where Guam is located in the world. Yeah. I had pulled into Guam on a ship, my first ship, and I'd pulled in several other times. And so when we thought about Guam for Erica and I, she liked it because her family's Puerto Rican. And so she's like, oh, well, Guam's got a lot of similar characteristics to Puerto Rico, right? The Spanish influence, all that stuff. So that was the exciting part. And then the tropical island piece. But I don't think either one of us really thought about how long that flight was going to be.
So long
from the States to Guam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's even after living in Japan a few times. Like it feels like you can get to Tokyo way faster than Guam.
Yeah, that extra leg of that flight, that extra plane, you're just like, oh, okay, one more. Yep. The kids have I've traveled multiple times or a couple times back with just the kids and myself. They are troopers. They're almost better than me on all those flights because by the end and the time change, you're spent.
You got to really want it.
Yes. Yep. Family back home makes it a lot easier to recover when you see them. But
when we finally landed in Florida after coming back from Guam to retire, my boys were like, I'm good if I never get on an airplane again because they were just, it was a long day, and
I bet.
For sure. So when you guys get to Guam, how was the reception there? Did you guys have like the people at the airport picking you up, have all the trinkets for you ready to go? Do you remember that?
Oh, we remember it very clearly, very unprepared. This was, again, we had only moved the one time and it was by ourselves.
Right.
And I think and now we look back and we're like, well, of course they thought we would be prepared because he had just made chief. He's been in, like, how would he not know what to do? So there was kind of that assumption there. But our ombudsman was there because the command was gone. They were already, in San Diego for some maintenance. And so we knew they weren't going to be there when we came. So it was on the ombudsman, but she was amazing. Greeted us, got us all ready, had a goodie bag. We got settled in the hotel, and then it was a panic of, okay, we didn't really have a hotel booked for this whole time. And
Yeah.
so we were not very prepared, but
Right.
we were thankful for our ombudsman that met us,
That's
because she really
awesome.
saved us.
That I will tell you, I've never seen an ombudsman like Guam ever in my entire
Very
career.
unique. Yeah.
Very unique. I have never seen ombudsman like Guam, but I've also never seen a place like Guam where people always go to the airport and like greet people at the airport.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a thing of pride. I don't know if it's tradition. I don't know if it's just because of how the lay of the land is, but I've been a lot of places in my career. Only one place have I ever landed where my commanding officer was at the airport waiting to pick me up, right? And
Yeah.
that was Guam. And it's
Yep.
just it's a great place, for sure. So when you guys first got there, are you all in like a downtown hotel like Dusatani, or y'all like down on base at like one of those NGIS houses?
So we were kind of bouncing for a little bit. Thankfully, we didn't have to wait too long, but we started at NGIS, and then we actually had to go up to a couple of the hotel rooms that they had like right up by Flag Circle here.
Yep.
And stay in those. And then thankfully, not too long after that, we were able to get a house. So, which worked out because he was gone within a week. So we were able to stay and then get a home and drop our stuff. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was chaos. And he ended up being gone it turned into a year and a half. So.
Oh, whoa. Hold on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first of all, I unfortunately I can relate because I've done that to my wife a few times.
Yep.
Especially as a chief, right? You got to be on the boat. We're getting underway. And you leave your
Yep.
wife. I left Erica and Hayden alone in Japan for like 6 months because I was gone on the George Washington. I came back and she was a pro and I knew nothing about Japan, right? But how in the heck was he gone for a year and a half right after you get to Guam? What the world? What happened?
Yeah. So it was supposed to be like I think it was originally scheduled for about 11 months of maintenance, and then things happened, extensions happened, and it turned into about a year and a half.
So they were taking the boat back to the States for maintenance.
Yeah, they had rowed it to San Diego. So then he was here for a week and flew to San Diego to meet them. And then there was a lot that happened in that time because I came out, we had our oldest, so he was a year and a half at the time when we came to Guam, and I was pregnant with our second. So I think Chris only came home maybe once in that year and a half, and it was when we had Miles, our second.
Did you guys know when you got the orders to go to the boat in Guam that maintenance was coming and he was going to go away for that long period?
Not right when he got orders, but once he started having conversations, we did know that was coming. They did prepare us, thankfully, that, hey, you're going to have to go pretty quick. And we were just crossing our fingers that our household goods showed up in our car, and everything somehow worked out. It was kind of a miracle. Our household goods were scheduled like while that week he was here. House happened, household goods, and the truck showed up, which is pretty unheard of for that quick. So everything worked out as good as it could be.
So now, and are you still in that same house now where you guys moved in, or did you guys get the chance to relocate?
We sure are. Oh no. We are still in this house 7.5 years later. Wow. I joke saying this house might fall down before we leave, but or they'll just have to bust it down and rebuild once we leave, because we have made this house a home, that is for sure.
Okay, good for you. I like that. Okay.
Yep.
Because I'll tell you, some people, they get there and they're not really happy with their house and they'll try to play house roulette, and I get it, especially if like you're changing duty stations, or like you guys now, he's a cob, for example. I could 100% I could see us working something out, but if you're happy with where you're at, that's great.
Yeah, I've always said we have too much stuff now, too many kids' toys. Keep it here. We're comfy.
Oh no, Eric and we moved one time when I was on Guam, and Eric and I moved our whole house in a weekend, and that was a lift.
A lot of
work. It was a lift, but
I'm thankful for those movers when you do PCS, because it's a lot of work.
It's a nice thing. So when you get to Guam, you're there for that year and a half. What's that look like for you? I mean, are you just recognizing that it's a totally different pace of life? Because it is. It's very. I remember the first time I drove around the base, I was like, wow, this place looks a lot different than I expected. just the air is
Yeah.
hard on things, right? The salt.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
even just stepping out from the airport, you get hit with the humidity. So I was like, oh boy. But I mean, we took advantage of everything that we could being on the island, the slower pace, because I couldn't work when I first moved. So that was a big adjustment for me, but it worked out with the timing, having a
Yeah.
toddler and expecting another one. So I was able to kind of wind down like I needed. And when we were in Washington, I was working and working on my master's at that time. And so it was a good change of pace. And we took advantage of everything we could while he was gone. It was hard though, being that it was a shock to be that far away, even
Okay.
just calling home. You have
Yeah.
your little window of time that you can call to catch them, and
Yeah.
that was a challenge.
It really is. I definitely can relate to that. Hey, real quick on your education. So your bachelor's, you were going to school to be a physical therapist. What'd you end up getting your bachelor's in?
I did a full flip and I went the business route. So
Okay.
business administration, but my focus was in human resource management.
Okay.
And
And
then
then did you finish?
unfortunately, I started my master's, but I didn't end up completing because we came out here and
Okay.
the connection and all of that. So yeah,
I understand. I
yep. So
understand totally. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now you're in Guam. How long are you there before you decide I'm gonna start plugging into the community and like volunteering and getting involved in things?
So it wasn't long, which like I said before all of this, I was very disconnected from it. Like
Huh?
everything. I didn't understand, like we did not speak any of that similar language at all. It was kind of separated in a way, until we came here. And then maybe a couple months in, our ombudsman said, hey, what do you think about this role? And I said, absolutely not. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. And she was like, well, what if let me give you some info on it. And I agreed to go through the training. I was like, I'll go through. But in my head, I was like, I'll go through and maybe not be questioned again and just say, hey, I learned. It's not really my thing. But then
Yeah.
I sat through training and I was like, oh, this is kind of like a little HR-ish
Mm-hmm.
for the command,
Yep.
if you will. And so I was like, okay, I might actually be interested in this. So I was co-ombudsman with our ombudsman maybe a few months in. So it did
Okay.
not take long. And then I
Well,
never
and I
stopped.
but once you get out there, like you get immersed in this
Yeah.
culture, right? Like everywhere you go, it's Navy Exchange and Minimar.
Yep.
Everyone's talking about military stuff, and so that training, and that's what Erica said when she first did the ombudsman training. It connected a lot of dots for her that I had never even let her know were on the board, right?
Yep.
Because again, I'm not looking at it through that lens. Because I mean, my wife was going to lunch with the captain and the CMC, and I barely talk to them dudes. Like
Yeah.
I am a first class petty officer, second class petty officer at the time, and she's like hanging out with them. And I look back on my career and I think, it was because of her volunteering in that role. I might have gotten some extra sunshine because they're like, oh, that's our ombudsman's husband, right? And
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
and that's not why you should do it, but it is a collateral piece of the pie, right? It does help.
Yeah.
And then when you go home at night, they might have a little more understanding as to what you're going through for sure.
Yeah. And I
And
think
then,
it really like brought our two worlds together for us, because I
yeah,
was so like, I don't care. And like I'm here for the ride was kind of how it was. But it brought us, we were just able to connect a little further, which helped his career because he had a wife that I now understood and I cared and, was there to support him in ways because I understood more things too. So there's
so
definitely that piece.
for sure. What year was it you all landed on Guam? Do you remember? Was it 16?
It was 2018.
2018? Oh, wow. So you were only there about a year before I got there.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yep.
thought you were there longer than that. Okay. So how different was Guam? Is Guam back to normal now, in your opinion, from everything that went through during COVID?
No, I think it's slowly getting there. There were so many changes. I always say, and I feel like everywhere, it's kind of like, well, pre-COVID, but Guam truly changed a lot from COVID.
Yeah.
And there's still, I mean, companies out in town that, closed and you haven't seen them back, or just even just like down to the commissary, like what we got before, and then whatever change happened during COVID, it is different now. Very different.
Yeah. I will tell you, people have no idea how much Guam went through during the pandemic. We were out of sight, out of mind. Of course, we were being over leveraged by bigger powers than us.
Mm-hmm.
And our community really, really, really bore the brunt of that. And then, of course, coming out of it, since we're like a Department of Defense stronghold, we had to follow all the rules all the way to the end.
Yep. Oh yeah,
it was a
lot here.
Yeah, it was a big change for sure. When you look back on the time before COVID and after COVID, like the areas you hit, are those the biggest things that you've seen change? Just the commissary doesn't feel like it got back to where it needed to be, and that the businesses that shut down never really came back.
Yeah, and I feel like some of the base entities in general, I mean, they kind of had to go in a lull during COVID, and I feel like they haven't come back up from that. They had to maybe get rid of all the in-person, like even just Fleet and Family having to get rid of the in-person and trying to build that community back up to say, hey, we're still here. Even MWR events, things like that are just different. Trying to pull people in, like they used to be big and have the concerts, and no fault to MWR on that, but people just don't get out like they used to even.
It did shift the culture in society, right? People definitely realized they could do a lot more things virtually, or did they really want to put themselves in a certain position? And that's tough, man. I feel bad for that. I remember when I wanted a drive-in movie so bad on Guam. I was like, I want to drive, and I wanted it before the pandemic. And so then during the pandemic, I was like, well, it's perfect time, Donna. Let's get a freaking drive-in.
Yeah, here's our time.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, we love those drive-in movies. We went to all of them.
We did too. And it's just, as I look back on my time there, let's cover that real quick, because I think your career personally really escalated through COVID. And that was when I really saw you professionally step back out of just not only the volunteer role, but then into the professional space again, right?
Yeah.
So before COVID, you were an ombudsman. You were very involved in the community, ombudsman assembly, but you were not quite in the space where you took a paid position, right?
Yep.
And then we go into the pandemic. What was it like as an ombudsman heading into something like the pandemic and helping the community when all of the sailors were like in bubbles and all these things, and the spouses were not in the bubble with the person? Like, how was that?
It was a big challenge. We had, especially with all those rules and guidelines. Our command was deployed at the time. So we knew they were struggling out there because they couldn't have port calls. They couldn't have anything. So they're just stuck in this tube, if you will. Yeah. And they didn't even have their essentials. So the spouses here were taking care of their own challenges, but we also were boxing up like extra toothpaste and body wash to put into a quarantine space to get shipped out to them, So there were that challenges, but then being back here, trying to help the spouses, navigate the rules that were constantly changing. Yeah. But even as far as we had to have a battle buddy. So I had to report as ombudsman, find out who their one person was they're allowed to communicate with.
Yeah, I remember that.
Report and route it up to the squadron here and say, hey, if they're caught with this person, it's okay. They're allowed, which is insane because here they are struggling. Yeah, and they couldn't
remember that.
Take and like their children shopping.
That came from the spouse community though, because they were like, we need to have somebody we can hang out with and help. I remember that. I remember figuring out a way to get to yes on that. God, I remember that.
And I just remember as ombudsman telling our spouses, like, we already are, some of them were struggling with just deployment in itself. And then you add COVID and all of those other things, trying to be told you can't go to the grocery store with your children. They're not allowed. I have no choice. What am I going to do? Leave him home and then, get in trouble for that. So I just told him, do what you have to do. If we have any issues, like be smart, be mindful, but we're behind you and we'll handle, whatever, because we just need to get
100%.
by, really.
You remember when we opened the commissary and it was like a car waiting line and everybody had to park in that?
Yes. Yes, I do remember there was the cones, the path that you had to, and you would be sitting in that for a long time.
I remember that. But people have no clue what we were going through out there in that island. It felt like a freaking movie, and you had the sailors and all the lay down areas just sitting there like an elementary school. All of our schools were closed. It was nuts, man.
Well, even just seeing the service members that all had to be stuck at the school, and we would go for a walk because you can't do anything else. You had to be mindful, so we'd walk hoping we'd see each other, like see people on the sidewalk. And there's just people trapped in. It really was like a movie. They're just blocked off. They're allowed to step outside in that one space.
Yeah,
100%. They're like, what are they doing over there? I don't even know how to explain this. It can't be real.
It was so surreal. It was so surreal. Like looking back on it all, it changed. I believe that was a pivotal time in our society, similar to 9/11. When people remember where they were at 9/11, people are going to remember where they were at during the pandemic, right? And they're going to remember the lessons. When we retired, I wanted to come to Florida because of how I saw how Florida lived during the pandemic. And I was like, I want to go live there, man. Like, I don't want to go, I don't want to live where people are snitching on people and people actually get in trouble because they're having friends over. Like, it was wild.
Yeah. But then Guam was wild. You had to, like, people would be calling the cops just because you were standing outside in your mask talking to somebody. It's like, we're humans. We need connection still, especially during a time like that.
But I remember we were also there was genuine fear though. Like at first people 100%. Really was afraid. Like I remember watching the news and be like, yo, America's dying. Like people are getting killed in incubators and we don't have any incubators. Right?
Yeah.
I remember when they brought the ship in. I remember when they were bringing the Theodore Roosevelt in, I was like, we only got like 60 beds on this whole island, bro. You're gonna take that many from a division on board that ship. And what about all the people that, thank God none of that ever came true, but that was real fear at first. I remember when we had all the masks made with like NWU uniforms and the spouses were making all those masks for everyone.
They were sewing stuff, shipping it, like handing them off to commands.
Really? It was very, very strong community for sure.
Yeah. But so Guam definitely came together in that. What? Yeah. I said Guam definitely pulled together in that through the fear, 100%. Through the chaos.
100%. Very proud of the community. And look, Erica and I do say that we were very thankful we did the pandemic on Guam. Believe it or not, like all of that chaos, laughing through it all now, looking back at it, thinking about how crazy it was. There was a lot of blessings to it. You could go out and smell the air. You can go to the beach. It was problems, but it was such simple problems, right? Whereas you didn't have these we didn't have to deal with a lot of crime. We didn't have to deal with a lot of the protests and the riots and all that other crap that came along with it, right? We had everybody pretty much together. Some people would get frustrated, but for the most part, everyone was okay. Yeah, for sure. So what was it coming out of that pandemic time period that you decided to apply for a position with Fleet and Family?
So I actually had applied, funny enough, like right just before COVID started but it got prolonged because then they really couldn't work in the center. And so there was all of that. So it actually got pushed back for, I want to say it was almost 6 months because of everything. And then I did start up in September once things settled and things were back up and running because I couldn't do my background check and fingerprints and all of that until people were back in buildings. So we had to wait for all of that. But yeah, I already wanted before knowing just the ombudsman, and I was ready to dive in, do more. I started to really I always missed working, but I was ready for more. So when that opportunity came up, it was a perfect kind of segue to do more.
Definitely is. And I've always felt like that's a great space for a senior enlisted spouse to land. just because of your experience. And then of course you did all the things, right? You were that ombudsman. Now you're a command support team spouse. Like you've got that experience that brings a ton of credibility to the Fleet and Family Support Center. Plus, you can actually have legitimate conversations with people. Advice, nothing against the people that just get the job there, but if they've never done the thing or if they've never been a spouse of a deployed service member, you're
Yeah.
not. It's not. It's. I have a hard time gritting my teeth when someone's giving me advice and they never did the thing. Right? You never did the
Yeah.
thing. That's
Yeah.
tough for
And that's
me.
why I loved when I did like deployment briefs because it was, I mean, me and Chris have had challenges on that. And we have had moments where we had to have, a fight to work through our communication through deployment. And I will use those examples of, hey, we did not communicate. This is why I'm here talking about how important it is because, we kind of had to get to that point. So that experience definitely helps support the role.
For sure. So you came in and you were the ombudsman trainer, or was that what it was?
Ombudsman coordinator was, what I originally started out with was just ombudsman coordinator part-time. It
And
didn't
now
take
what
too
are you
many
doing with
hours
the
to
Fleet and
come.
Family Sports Center?
So I was at the local center for about 4.5 years, went from ombudsman coordinator and then took on like deployment, FRG, and then ended with still having all of those roles and added TAP manager in there. And then I recently transitioned in November over to the new remote Fleet and Family. So we do virtual workshops and one-on-one consultations, but we also can go out and support commands. So like those that are deployed or in remote locations, they can put in requests or even different centers if they need the additional support.
Mhm.
And we can travel and give them different trainings.
I've been seeing that a lot actually. I know another spouse who I think is doing that position in Japan. Her husband and I served together once upon a time in Japan. That's also it's so is it virtual like you work from home?
It is. Yeah. So it's great.
Right.
And we get to reach, I mean, we have me and Guam, we have a good Japan team now. And in Italy, we have uh, an employee. We have throughout the States. I think there's about 36 or so of us now.
Mhm.
But it's awesome. We get to connect with different branches, different people all over, which is great.
Very cool. And it's just the way the world's going, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I do a lot of business with people, and a lot of it's just like this, right? It's just
Yeah.
again, COVID taught us you can get a lot
COVID did.
done via a
Yeah.
webcam.
You can reach more. Yeah. And it's cool too, because in Fleet and Family, I mean, nothing beats an in-person local Fleet and Family, to walk in, but especially those service members that are out, they don't have access to that stuff. And to say, hey, sorry, you can't see anybody for TAP, and you're going to be less prepared to get out than potentially somebody that's closer. We have that ability to go further, which is, I love. It's cool.
Okay, and so I saw you and Chris had a daughter, and since I've last seen you, so now you got
Yes.
the 3 kids, right?
The
Congratulations.
three, pure chaos. Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So, and your husband recently picked up Master Chief, and he's a chief of the boat now. He's at the command
Yep.
program. What do you guys think you want to do next? Any ideas?
We are not sure. So we do know when we, not long after he came to this command, we found out they are doing a home port change. So we'll find out where that is. So that'll be, we kind of joke that is our one ticket off this island, is if he just rides the submarine out of out of here, because we've been here so long. But I don't know. I think we'll just follow it wherever it takes us because it's in between a couple places potentially, and
Yeah.
then he'll do a shore tour and then hopefully retire. I say hopefully. I think he would be happy staying in, but so we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't turn into the beginning of our relationship where it's like, well, what
Yeah.
about 3 more?
Well, how many years does he have in now?
He's at 16.
Okay.
So he'll finish out sub. He'll probably end at about 22 if he finishes on shore duty.
I will tell you, coming up through the ranks, I made Master Chief at 16 years as well. I went CMC at 18. Um, After 20 years, it got kind of hard to focus. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Yeah.
right? Once you
Yeah.
started, and right after I retired, my take home pay doubled that month, and all of a sudden I realized how much I was compromising because I loved my job so much. Like I
Mhm.
loved sailors and people and taking care of things and being in operations, and I loved all that. Trust me, it's one of the hardest parts I think for retiring is when you realize like I was really good at something once and I'll never do it again. That's tough,
Yeah.
right? Like I talk to the kids and I'm like at my school, I used to be a really good damage controlman. Like I was a firefighter on a ship and I was
Yep.
really good at teaching that and I'll never do that again. I'll never get to go out in the ship again and like look at the horizon or whatever.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of fun things to do on the other side too and a lot of less pressure. So don't
Yeah.
fight it, but I will tell you it does get hard to focus once you start realizing like, hey, you
Yeah.
know,
I mean, I think he's seeing some glimpses of that because he always, I mean, he's nervous for he doesn't know what he wants to do after, you know.
yeah, I
And so
agree.
there's all those questions, right? This is
Yeah,
all he's done. So what does he want to do, with that after? So those are definitely
100%.
questions. But I think he
100%.
is starting to see, the kids are growing up. They're getting older.
Yeah.
Them being or him being gone while they're a year and a half is different than Liam, who has competitions and they're doing
Yes,
all these things, and Miles really growing into his own person, and
I get it.
Raina, baby girl, he's
100%.
missing those
Yeah.
things. So
I
I
would
think the
tell you,
mindset's changing.
I understand. Erica, so once one of my major career shifts was I was at a job working, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and Erica says basically, so what if you don't become an aircraft carrier CMC? And I was just like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, that's the job. That's what we're working for, right? And she was like,
Yeah,
but what if we didn't do that? She's like, because I see all these other guys you're friends with, and they're not getting underway nearly as much as you do. And they're not
yeah,
doing all the things that you're doing. So you
yeah,
can't tell me that everyone has to do that anymore. And I was
yeah,
like, but they suck, right? They're not
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
was like, I had this piece of pride where I'm like, I'm the guy that wants the hardest job possible. My
yeah,
family's built for that. And then she was like, yeah, but what if we're not? Like, your kids are getting older, you're gone all the time, you're stressed. And that was what led me going to Guam, truth be told, because I just said, you know what, then I'm not fighting for this anymore. Guam opened up. I said, let's go there. And then next thing she knew, I said, and we're retiring. And she was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know about all that yet. I said, baby, I'm done. If I'm not going for the thing I wanted, I'll go do
yeah,
something else at my time.
yeah,
And that's it, And so that was a big shift in our time in our family because like you guys, it's all we had done since I met Erica when she was 19, and I was a third class petty officer,
yeah,
and we did the whole Navy thing. And to this day, like she works for the local school district now as a lunchroom monitor. And she tells me, she laughs. She's like, they don't know I would have done this for free because my
yeah,
son was in the school. And she's like, overseas, I'm more than happy to volunteer in the school. The fact that they're paying me money was great. But then she sees all the other jobs that are available. And she's
yeah,
been getting qualifications and certifications because, like you, she's a grinder, right? And it's just there's so many opportunities. It's a little scary because it's like, oh my, I might end up being a full time mama before I want to be, and I've still got little kids. And that's
yep,
living in Guam.
yeah,
You find that piece of like work life balance is not too hard because CDC is down the street. The traffic
yes,
isn't that bad if you stay on base.
yeah.
You
And
get
the
all
school's right up the hill from where we're at.
right, right.
Yep,
But hey, I get it. And you guys are going to go through a lot of interesting changes, but it's going to be fun,
yeah,
And
yeah,
hopefully he really enjoys being a Cobb, and hopefully the change of home port's not too bad. Hopefully that's good. It's always been a scary thing, I think, to do that.
yeah.
But
I
I
think it'll
feel
be
you guys.
a lot, especially being for him and the rest of the triad. Now getting everybody prepared. It's not just your own PCS. You're
Yeah,
getting everybody on board, but I think it'll be good in the end. I think
yeah, it'll
we're
be good. And yeah,
excited for some change, more for the kids to do from being on Guam for so long, just a
yeah.
new adventure. So I think it'll be good.
Awesome. Well, hey, I think we're about ready to wrap this sucker up, though. I appreciate your time. I got some questions I typically ask here at the end, so I'm going
Yeah.
to ask you some rapid fire questions. Okay.
Okay.
I got to put my glasses on because I gotten old since you last saw me. I really have. It's bad. Okay, so Ashley, what was your like welcome to Navy life moment? Did you have a moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a Navy wife and this is a problem? Did you ever have
I
that moment? You remember that?
I think it was once I stepped into that ombudsman role. I was like, oh gosh, I do enjoy this.
Okay.
I am not anti. I think that was the moment. And I think the first couple of spouses I supported in saying, oh, okay, I could be
Yeah.
that difference for them. And that was when I realized.
Game changer for sure.
Yeah.
What is one of the biggest leadership challenges that you've seen people have or struggle with throughout your career?
I think communication. Communication is huge in everything, but especially in a leadership role. I think sometimes it can be forgotten that people are also, humans, and still staying connected with them and communicating with them, getting to know them as people, not just the job they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. And I think people forgetting to constantly try to improve themselves, right? Because you
Mm.
get to a certain rank or a certain position doesn't mean that you're staying sharp. And you have to always try. And so next question is how can parents, I would say, best use like communication skills when it comes to raising their kids, do you think?
I think, especially in the military, in anywhere, but even more so with the military, use the resources and the people around you. It's one thing I think as a parent, like, of course, always trying to be open and honest. Like, I'm very upfront with my kids on what's going to happen, the changes, how's it going to feel, and being open with those. But they don't always want to share with me, and that's okay. I don't always want to share with, heck, my spouse even sometimes. We need the other people to lean on, so connect with those resources and people, and have those other sounding boards and availabilities to connect kids with, so they have many avenues to turn to than
For
just us.
sure. For sure. And I would tell you that just talking to them, talking to kids, talking to people, just
Mhm.
communicating. I think you're spot on. Communication is almost always one of the main things.
Yeah.
What's a piece of advice you would give to someone struggling, like a new spouse on Guam that's struggling with acclimating to the community or the new time change or missing home? What's a piece of advice you give to that person?
Get out. I think the people that are on Guam and do, stay home or not get to know their neighbors or people around them or just the community are the ones that struggle. There's so many different ways to get connected. If you love being outdoors, hiking, a mom's group, the neighbors, like, there's volunteering, there's so many options. So getting involved in the community, because you are far away. You can't just call home when you're homesick, or
Yeah,
and even sometimes calling home is harder because it is a reminder of, we are really far away and this kind of sucks. But
that's
having
true.
people here to do things with, that you enjoy, there's people all over, and this community is unique in connecting in that
Yeah.
way. So just
No,
getting
no,
out.
true. The people that I've seen struggle the worst overseas are the ones that only want to obsess about what's going on back home, and they forget that there's this great opportunity to have a life around them every day.
Yeah.
And you just got to. And technology sometimes helps with that, and that's one of the ways it can hurt because they're just always on the TV, they're always on the phone, and
Yep.
they're not thinking about what are the events, especially. And kids help a little bit because you want to get your kids involved in things. You'll make friends, and there's friends. There's friends. All
Yeah.
right, so it's the weekend. We're gonna get something to eat. Would you want pizza or wings?
Ooh, pizza.
Pizza. I'm
Pizza.
not mad at you for
Easy.
that.
Yep.
Okay. Uh, so in the Navy, we got the berthing cleaners, and we got the working party. Which one do you think you would rather do? Would you rather go clean the berthing or do the working party?
Working party.
I'm not mad at you. I get
Yep.
it. For sure. Uh, De Niro or Pacino? Do you like either one of those actors? And if so, who would you pick?
Ooh, I don't even know. I am the worst with actors. I will be honest.
Okay. So I picked that question because that's like one of the main arguments we'd have like on a mid watch, right? We'd all be just
Yeah.
talking about crap that doesn't matter. We would literally get mad about movie choices that people would have.
Oh,
So
that's funny. Yep.
looking back on your career so far, everything you've done, you and your husband, your life, Would you say Guam is your favorite duty station?
Yeah, I think Guam is where we made it a home, we made it a family. We really grew a lot looking from where we were at when we first got here
Yeah.
to where we're at now. Guam, I think Guam played a huge role in that.
Okay. So since you've been on Guam, have you been able to travel anywhere fun? And if so, where was that? What would that be?
So we've done a couple trips to Japan. One, Chris went. We went as a family, and then just this summer, I took all the kids, and my kids would go back to Japan in a heartbeat. Absolutely love Japan, which is funny because we were always so against it, and we're like, we would
Yeah.
never be stationed there. There's no way. And if we could go back in time, Japan. We love Japan.
You never know. Japan's easy to get in your future if you be careful what you wish for. It's
Yeah, it's true.
Japan's
Be
great.
a
Like
Twilight tour, and that's what we want.
yeah, especially Yokosuka. Like I really loved Yokosuka. The trains, the Blue Street. It was just super simple to get around. Tokyo, it's
Yeah.
great. Um,
Yep.
Looking back on your educational path and just everything you've kind of gone through in life, what do you think was the most important or the most challenging personal qualification you've ever achieved?
I honestly, I think the biggest challenge that I always had was I was, and it's not necessarily an accomplishment or achievement necessarily, but I think because when you're a military spouse, you have this career. I was dead set. HR is where I'm going to be, and we
Mhm.
struggled for a long time because you move, you change jobs, and you don't always find exactly what you want. You know, you're kind of doing what you can when you get there, and I think that was my biggest hurdle was I'm not in the field I want. I'm not doing exactly this and letting go of that mindset because this position that I started with led me down a whole new path that I would have never, ever, ever thought of or thought I would care to do. So
Yeah.
just not being so dead set, I think, and changing that mindset of, hey, it'll take me here and I'll learn this from this job and this from this job, and it's gonna build me up to what I want to be in the end.
And it's really about fulfillment, right? Like that's what I tell people for because what I do is I work with high school kids. I could
Yeah.
have, I was offered some pretty good opportunities with some pretty high paying figure jobs, and
Yeah.
I turned them down because Erica was like, "But you want to be retired, and what they're going to want you to work a lot of hours," and
Yeah.
she was right. You know,
Yeah, you have
this
to enjoy it.
yeah, and find things that have your cup full, then you'll be amazed how much more you'll do when you're happy. Like it's
Yep,
incredible. Okay,
100%.
so I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So if you had your choice, would you continue to serve overseas or would you go back stateside?
Overseas. Well, I don't know. Part of it, we kind of struggle with this because Guam, you're kind of in a bubble. Your states can be a little crazy lately. So there is that fear. But if family wasn't so far away, it would be overseas
Yeah.
easy.
Do you know
But it's just far.
the other part of when I retired? It was there's nowhere in the states that the Navy is that I want to live, and that was the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I wanted to live in Florida. I wanted to live in Central Florida. I wanted to find a hometown USA where I could find a good church, a good school, and a good community and
Yeah.
just be, right? And that wasn't going to be San Diego and that wasn't going to be Norfolk and nothing against those
Yep.
places. I've lived there, but that's another reason why we stayed
Uh-huh.
overseas so long because we liked Yokosuka and we liked Guam, so those are good
Yep.
places to live, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
You have a favorite movie series?
Ooh, movie series.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a ugly TV, like Shut Your Brain Off, like what's the one I
Okay,
was
give
just
me
watching?
favorite series.
Love Island. They're not good TV shows. They're ones nobody really should admit they watch, but
It's
truly
okay.
that is my deployment go-to.
I'm
You don't
with
have to
you.
think. There's all the drama, and it's not my drama, so I will
Yeah.
take it.
No, Erica used to always watch like the Real World Road Rules challenge
Yeah.
shows. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now we watch Big Brother. Like that's always been a big one that
Yeah.
we watch. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Like Big Brother, Next Level Chef. That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm with
Yep.
you. Okay. How about do you have a personal leadership philosophy or a personal philosophy that you apply to your role as you are a leader, because you're a guide for people. Leaders are not always the people that have a high rank. You're in a position to give in people influence and trust, and you use communication. So do you have a personal philosophy in regard to that?
I think part of it, of course, the communication, and you mentioned it a little earlier, just always growing. And I will always be upfront and say, if I don't know the answer, that's okay. Like, we're all learning together. And I
Yeah.
think kind of, yes, can be subject matter experts in certain areas, but I would never think anybody's ever 100%. There's always more to learn, and being upfront about that of, hey, you know what? I don't know. Let's look into it together, or I'm going to find the answer. I'm going to talk to somebody, and just always wanting to learn more and diving deep into anything.
Okay. Would you rather lead or follow?
Lead. I'd
Rather-
rather lead. Yeah, I would.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I get that though, right? You're a military
yeah,
spouse, you're a mom. Like ultimately, you'd rather be in control of your own destiny, right?
100%. Yeah, I feel like, especially as a military spouse, you end up controlling everything, and sometimes I have to catch myself a little bit. Like, okay, Ashley, you gotta stand back a little bit. But yeah, I would definitely rather lead and have some control over some things. I'd love help along the way, but
Yeah.
yep,
No, and hey, people typically need. I don't mind helping people that are already working their butts off to help themselves.
yeah,
Right. The people that
yep,
are just like, oh my God, help me, and I'm laying on the ground helpless, then I get a little frustrated. Like, come on, bro, you got to try. Like,
yeah, 100%. Put in some effort, even
you
baby
got to
steps.
try. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, you got to try. All right,
100%.
hey, that is gonna be it. Do you have any saved rounds or so saved? You know what saved rounds are, right?
I don't.
So saved rounds are like usually at the end of a meeting, we're gonna say we're all done, and then somebody was like, "Oh, I got something," and they'll shoot you with like a hard one. I will liken it to going to not a town hall where you're in a room full of angry people,
Ugh.
and you say, "Is there any other questions?" And that one person's like, "I'm gonna ask the most hardest question," right? So that's a saved round or an alibi, right? You got something else you want to talk about. So do you have any saved rounds or alibis before we wrap it up today?
I don't have any safe rounds, but that does make me laugh. I thought you would ditch those hard town hall questions, but you're coming
No,
back for more hard ones. I don't
no,
think I
no,
have
no.
any. I am curious to hear from you, though. I've seen your journey, retiring, and just the adjustment for you as a family, the kids, staying in a
Yeah.
location, settling. I'm curious.
So I will tell you, it's been great. God, it's funny. So I got the job when I was still on Guam, and I was negotiating for a position on the east coast of Florida, and then this position became available when I was going through TAP class. So I contacted the high school, sent in my resume. The guy almost hired me on the spot. He was like, "Yeah, for sure, let's do it." Bought my house. We bought our house sight unseen on Guam, right back in 2022 when prices were still kind of high, But just I told Eric, I was like, we just got to do it. It's gonna be okay. We'll be fine. We're gonna, and it's been great. And then we come to the States, and like you said, household goods, right? Household goods took a while to get here, so we were living in an Airbnb for like the first, I'd say 3 months,
Oh
waiting for
wow.
our household goods to get here. Yeah. I actually broke my back during that time. I almost died on terminal leave.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I did. I fell
Not
through
the
my
way to go
ceiling.
out.
Well, here's the why, right? I I thought, hey, I'm retired now. I went off all my medications. I said, I don't need any of this crap anymore. I'm fine. I'm retired. All my stress is gone. And God said, sit down, Gary. Like, so that was a hard lesson. I broke my back, break my head wide open. I'm
Oh
laying
my
on the
god.
garage floor, like, oh my God, I'm about to die in this garage. Had to get up, walk in the house, grab my cell phone, call 911, lay on the ground. They're loading me in the ambulance, and I'm like, hey, we got to call my wife, Erica. She's at the Airbnb, and I got to say I got to call my wife. And the paramedic goes, is her name Erica? And I was like, yeah. Why? He's like, she's calling you right now. I was like, oh, great, answer the
Oh,
phone.
perfect.
So, so that was like when we first got out of the Navy. But so I started high school as a teacher with a big back brace on and all that. But I will
Wow.
tell you, um, number one, the income thing. That was huge, right? Just I was so worried about money. I was so worried about money because for so long, I'd given my wife a stable house, right? I was gone a lot, but the first and the 15th, the money was coming in and she knew what to do with it. And she was very stable in that. She knew TRICARE. She understood base medical and the clinic and the base hospital. So those were her biggest fears, right? We were going somewhere with no base. Like the closest base is 2 hours away. Um, but if we want our Navy exchange fixed, we can drive to Naval Air Station Jacksonville in 2 hours. And so
Yep.
we still do that once in a while, right? Um, but when the money changed and she saw how much money was coming in, that was a huge, like, oh my gosh, like retirement was a lot more money than she thought it was going to be. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that was a
Yep.
big change. But she never did the math, right? I was the one doing the math. She was kind of hoping I was going to change my mind, I think, and stay in longer. But
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. And then I would say working with the kids has just been great, you know. And I started the podcast because it was just it's like my men's group kind of. And then I started reconnecting with people from Erica said, she's like, maybe you should get people from when you were actually in the Navy, not just
Yeah.
people that you don't know. Like that's been a lot of fun reconnecting with people and sharing stories. And then people in my community really like it because even though there's Navy nearby, America is good. America is good. I promise you. I know it feels like overseas, you're like, oh my God, America's burning, right? What is wrong with my
Yeah.
country? But it's really not like that, you know. It is so great to be home and so great to be a part of a community. And I live in a place where they really love veterans. They really appreciate people that serve. It's kind of nice getting away from the military a little bit in that regard, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
everyone's not super like, oh, who's your spouse? Who's your this? Who's your that? You know, it's a little bit more just like, hi, I'm Mr. So and so. I saw you at church. I see you volunteer at church. That's great. What else can I do to help? Right. And that's
Yeah.
what I do. I got a middle school ministry I'm working with here at the church. Erica's a volunteer at the church. Hayden is about to graduate high school. So Hayden, my oldest, yeah, but he got to do ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade in one school. And for
Yeah.
us, that was because he did from kindergarten to ninth grade. Hayden did about 5 schools, I think.
Mhm.
Uh, it was a lot of moving, you know, because no
Yeah.
one told me, or they told me I didn't listen, that when I got in the CMC program, I was going to get moved a lot, right? That didn't get, and I did. My family moved, I think it was 4 times in about 5 years. It was a lot of
Hey, I
moving.
think it's one thing in the military though. They'll tell us one thing. You don't realize it or feel it until you're in it
Yeah.
and you do
Well,
it.
and it was also, I always thought it was an honor, right? Oh, it's an honor. It's an honor. I'm the
Yeah.
guy that they need. And what I learned was there's a lot of guys like me. I was just the one that was always willing to say yes. And other
Yeah.
guys were willing to say no. And my wife was always like, Gary, say no. Like you could say no. And
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think I could. That's
Yep.
been hard, right? That's been hard to walk away from, not having so much to do, not having a phone that rings all the time, right?
Yeah.
But you get used to it, I guess, as much as you can, because unfortunately, and I'm sure that you and your husband know this, but when you go as hard as he's gone, I'm sure you don't make Master Chief in 16 years by going easy, right? You just don't.
Oh no,
It's just
he
how it
is.
is.
I mean, he's made those sacrifices, like you're saying, where
We've spoken. Him and I
I'll
have
do it.
spoken before. We've
Yep.
had some good conversations, and unfortunately, when it's all said and done, there's some downsides to that, right?
Hmm.
And it comes back to haunt you a little bit. And so the other thing for me was I wanted to have a life with my family that I'd always hoped for, dreamed about. And while we loved Guam, part of what I had to have was in the States. Like I had to
Yeah.
have, my mom lives down the street, like literally 5 minutes from my
Yeah, that's
house,
awesome.
right?
Yep.
My wife's mom and dad are coming in town tomorrow to watch my son's first tackle football game. Right, Lincoln's playing tackle football at 11 years old, and that's a big part of our
You don't
community.
get that when you're in the
Exactly.
military. You barely get a video or a phone call of those special
Yeah,
moments. That's
yeah,
awesome.
you don't, you know, and that was on the reverse. Uh, Sometimes you get disappointed a little bit because we are so close, and you thought there were going to be more in it, and people all have lives going on. So that's one other part. Like you lose the community. Like we don't have the community of the military around us like we did have all these good friends to have people over and to have good conversations and game nights and whatever. Like that's different too. right? That
Yeah.
is different, and he just worked through it. But I'll tell you, it's going pretty freaking good. It's amazing,
Yeah. If there's
and I
anything
appreciate you
military teaches
asking.
you, it's being resilient and even with all those changes. So yeah, but I'm glad it's going good. And yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you.
Yes.
I I will talk to you later. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
And I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. Don't care for the critics, my words are like physics, a force that they can't stop. They just don't get it, I think they forget I'm not done till I'm on top. I know